Hey there, so welcome to the Reality Hack channel and welcome to a new video, guys. So today we are gonna go over the title, You're Not Living in a City, You're Surviving in a System. So this is the presentation we're gonna be talking about today. So cities today aren't just centers of opportunity, they have become engineered environments of dependency. From the food we eat to the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the thoughts we think, everything is being managed, monetized, and manipulated. Yeah, I guess this is the reason why most people who live in Tier 1 or major cities end up getting burned out and want to escape the rat race or the whole system entirely. I guess this is happening a lot, but again, very few can have the privilege to do this, but majority, I feel 80 to 90% of masses are being silenced or being caught up in the trap. So what does it mean to have like engineered environments? So basically, if you see that the way modernity functions, everything has become, being dependent on someone else for your survival. If there is a crisis or a calamity, most people won't last for few days, maybe 1 to 2 weeks or a month, at max. But it's going to be complete chaos, and our foods are being poisoned. It's GMO, genetically modified food. Our air is so polluted with a lot of toxins and chemicals. Our water again is infested with metal, metal poisoning, a lot of things. And even our thoughts and emotions, it's all engineered to consume and exhaust ourselves in this consumption. So let's get started with the presentation, and this is the first slide. So the food is laced with chemicals, as I said, like hormonal changes happen, and there's preservatives that slowly weaken the body. Most of our food nowadays is like poison. That's why there's like the high rise in major diseases. And I think that fuels the system. They want you to be sick because this system entirely profits from the sickness of majority. Okay, they want population reduction, not population being healthy and surviving. They don't want that. And water is contaminated with heavy metals, as I said, fluoride and microplastics. And there's these cases where there have been studies, the microplastics in our brain, body, and everywhere, even in testes. Like the sperm production has completely dropped in men, because of these kind of things. And air carries pollutants and particles we never meant to inhale. I mean, there's geoengineering happening, seed clouding and chemtrails. You can look up, the airplanes releasing certain chemicals to alter the weather or other things, influence the masses. And then there's media and education programs that the mind from birth into compliance. These media and education, they are designed to make people comply from the very beginning. Once you are once the bricks of these walls are constructed in a 4 into 4 matrix around you, you can't see beyond that conditioning. And the major walls of that 4 into 4 matrix is one is fear and division. All the lower vibrations which keeps people locked up in this box. That's why they call it the matrix. Sorry. So this isn't accidental, it appears systematic. There's a quiet war happening, not with bombs but with chemicals, data, distractions, and despair. Keep you stuck in the low vibration, and then you keep circling in this trap. Many believe we are in the midst of a global depopulation agenda. I might probably get censored for this. Maybe I shouldn't have openly spoke about it, because there's a lot of censorships that's happening for anyone that's speaking out the truth, or even truth is considered as conspiracy in this age. But people are waking up, you know so there's this soft agenda that's happening on human population control. And first, we are harvested for our labor, energy, and obedience. Now, as automation rises and control is consolidated, the masses have become excess, too costly to maintain, too risky to live unmonitored. You see all of these growing debt, and so the elites know this thing can't last for long, so they want to work on the consolidation of power. That's what all the great reset and blah 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 World Economic Forum's agenda is all about, and a lot of other things. So it's not just about profit, it's about control, consolidation, and culling. That's a new word for me. Sorry guys if I didn't pronounce it right, and also forgive me if my voice is a bit tired or low. It's been a while since I made my last video. Okay, so this isn't a system. This system isn't chaotic, it's calculated, and nothing is coincidence. What appears random, broken, or mismanaged is often engineered that way by design, not by accident. So most of the things that the masses consume, the news, the politics, the information, it's all just engineered. It's not the actual truth. It's just the play, like a puppet, like a puppeteer show, which keeps the majority distracted. It's not what's actually happening behind the scenes, or the ones in power orchestrating this thing. The people ruling the world aren't clueless, they're strategic, and to them we are not citizens, we are chess pieces. They move us, trap us, distract us, divide us. Every crisis, every trend, every outrage serves a purpose. Control the food, the water, the education, the economy, the media, the medicine, and you control the mind, body, and the soul. Currently we live in a system where people are so controlled. You can see that every aspect of modern society is engineered. It's not self dependency anymore. We are all dependent on someone else for our livelihood. The system is designed to keep you distracted while they consolidate power. All of the wars, all of the crises, the chaos, it's all just consolidation of power and nothing else. Keep you sick while they profit from your treatment. Keep you poor while they accumulate wealth, debt traps. Keep you divided while they unite their grip. Secret societies and elites, they all work together. Keep you spiritually numb while they play God. It's not a system. It's not a system built to uplift humans. It's a mechanism of harvest. You can go over the Orwellian book. I forgot his first name. The 1959 or something. He has written a book. You can go over it. I'm not sure if that's right here, but 1959 maybe. Okay, 1859. There's a book. Okay, so we are never meant to survive in this structure with our full power intact. To awaken is to step outside the game, to stop being a piece and become a player. It is very hard to do for the masses because you have to go through, years of unprogramming, And I think the Gen Z, majority of them have been completely, deeply programmed and are suffering in this system, especially the younger generation are deeply in disadvantage from this system. It has benefited the older generation because how lies work is when the lie is sowed in the beginning, it reaps the reward. But as the lies mature over time, and then there's a decline, and I think that decline started around the Gen Z generation. I'm not that sure or accurate, but you get the idea what I'm trying to say. Let's go over the next point. The illusion of safety is sold through short term studies, the vaccines, a lot of things, the products and stuff. They use all sort of chemicals into it, and no one knows what the long term consequences are. And they pretend to care about health, they pretend to do the research, but the truth is the most products, drugs, chemicals and technologies are only tested for short term effects and never for long term consequences. Because if long term is considered, then most of the things which is being sold in the market right now wouldn't be allowed, because it is harming the health of the masses. They rush approvals, bury inconvenient data and manipulate statistics to manufacture the illusion of safety. So basically there's a saying like statistics is a bunch of lies, or lies, and then there's darn statistics. They test for weeks and pretend to know what's happening over the years. It's not science, it's corporate theater backed by billions wrapped in white coats and peer reviewed papers. This is what our scientific world has come to. Vaccines were pushed with zero understanding of long term effects but sold like salvation. GMOs, Parma, 5G, food additives, and even nanotech rushed into the system without knowing what they'll do to the body, mind, or the gene pool a decade from now. Why? Because they don't plan to deal with the future. They profit now and leave the damage for us to suffer, us to clean up, or even worse, us to never even realize. We are the experiment and the world is the lab. So that was it, guys, for this video, which was titled "You're Not Living in a City, You're Surviving in a System." So the conclusion is that I feel we have to get more decentralized from the centralizing powers, because what has happened is the centralized powers have accumulated everything for themselves. And with the rise of this automated technology, they might not even need majority of the humans to sustain this system. But for them the majority has become a liability now. So more people have to be waking up. I'm not making this video to entertain people. I guess I never started this channel with the intent of making money, or even like keeping people entertained or loop, but I want people to wake up and break out from the loop. So I'm making these videos. I might not be very professional with the way I record, but in my own life, like, I want to be consistent as possible, even with my upload. Maybe I will upload these videos in a better format, like voiceover and stuff. But forgive me if this it's very hard to hear this video, or if you have any suggestions, please let me know. I will work on improving the quality. So the conclusion is, it's better that we create a community based environment and not solely depend on these centralized authorities, because once they have gotten to a point of excessive growth, it becomes like a cancer. And the cancer itself ends up destroying whatever is connected to it. So that's what's unfolding right now, and it's so crucial for people to wake up and build healthy communities, and just log off from this system, or just go off grid and build a healthy community. That's what matters most, because we have developed everything that there is to find. Individuation is no more necessary. We have to collectively uplift everyone equally, because the wealth is concentrated and the resources concentrated at the hands of very few, and it isn't benefiting anyone. So thank you for watching this video, guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Please subscribe, like, and share, and let's keep ourselves connected in this community.